We got LeBron James. We got Kevin Durant. It's always cool when those two guys are on the opposite ends, and it's even cooler when they guard each other. So I wonder how often we actually see KD guarding Bron and Bron guarding KD. But as of recording, 17-9 Houston Rockets, the 19-8 Los Angeles Lakers. The Rockets and the Thunder are the only two teams that are in the top 5 in offensive and defensive rating per cleaning the glass right now. Lakers 6th on offense, 20th on defense. One, I hope everyone plays. Luka Doncic staying out in the game later tonight as he's dealing with a calf contusion. Hopefully he's good to go on Thursday. Austin Reeves, I think, is making his return later tonight. They've been kind of slow playing that one. You don't want to play with anything of the lower body there. So assuming health, this is an interesting matchup. And I kind of want to see what these half-court defenses look like in this game. I think for the Los Angeles Lakers, they, once again, are a very switch-heavy unit. They want to show a lot of bodies. The Houston Rockets, the offense has been very good overall. But in the half-court, they have the propensity to get bogged down with physicality more than anything, but with the switching in particular. And so, like, this is an interesting stylistic clash there. And with the Rockets, they have better defensive personnel. But if this is a healthy Lakers group, this is Luka Doncic, this is Austin Reeves, this is LeBron James. Do they ramp up the pressure at all? Is this going to be a drop game for them? How much zone do we see from them? Like, I am intrigued to see what these teams try to do against each other and what their half-court offenses look like because of it.
Understood. I mean, I think the thing is they both have a method of being methodical because of the players that they have. So Houston can get slow in the half court, but you also have Kevin Durant. You have Alperen Sengun playing at this level. The Lakers have pressure points with LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves. So it's one of those deals where, okay, who's going to get the type of shots that they want? And then who's going to hunt what type of shots? Lakers probably going to feel comfortable with switching. Okay, how many people do you want to switch on Alperen Sengun? Because the Rockets will not hesitate to look to get him the ball in different areas of the court. So now is DeAndre Ayton going to be in the switch list, or is he going to be in the drop? Does that open up Kevin Durant pull-ups? What's the yin and yang there? And so if you're the Lakers, okay, how many switches do we want to hit? And then for Houston, I think they're just a physical, active defense. And so can you just kind of bog and bother the Lakers and get them out of some of their attempts at movement and get them out of some of their flow? Similar to kind of what the Clippers did early, as far as we're just going to try and beat you up a little bit. We're going to try and slow you down. And now, okay, it's a lot of post-ups. It's a lot of pick and roll. It's a lot of one attempt or bust type possessions. So who can get who out of rhythm is interesting for me. But I mean, this is a treat, Nekias. It's Kevin Durant and it's LeBron James playing against each other on December 25th for the first time since 2018.
I thought you were going to say 2017 again. I was like, hold on, dog. But no, that tracks.
No. And this is Luka's potential first game, Christmas game as a Laker. We got a whole lot of Rockets making debuts. And the Lakers, fun fact, have scored 115 points in each of their last 4 Christmas Day games.
We'll talk about consistency. Complimentary if their defense shows up, derogatory if it doesn't. So that is a neat one. So 2 things from me, Steve. Quickly on the switch front, mentioned the Lakers lead the league in switch rate, switching about 39% of the ball screens that they've seen so far, and they switch a ton off the ball as well. The Houston Rockets, 28th in offense against switches so far this season. There is a real basic inflection point there. If the Rockets cannot generate clean looks against this Lakers defense, which, again, they have their formula, they have not been very good compared to the rest of the league. If the Rockets struggle against this group, one, I mean, you just don't want that. That gives the Lakers a higher chance of winning, et cetera. But like through the lens of these conversations that have been had about the Rockets as of late and some of their late game foibles, which I do have a secondary question on that front for you as well. Like, I'd imagine the conversation just gets louder about what Houston's half-court offense is, especially as you start thinking about playoff stuff, because they're certainly going to be good enough to get there. But I'm keeping my eye on it. And I guess can bounce there quickly, Steve. We get into the final 5 minutes of this game, and it's a close one. Whose offense do you feel more comfortable with right now? Like, it feels like the Lakers for me.
Well, considering the Houston Rockets have lost a whole bunch of clutch games this year, including 2 to the Pelicans and Kings, I believe that answer to the question is pretty simple. Yes, it's the Lakers. I mean, I think for Houston, it's been an interesting adjustment to watch this team that already plays slow get slower later in these games. And so part of it is they built these leads because, hey, we know we want to get too offensively. Yeah, we can be a little methodical, but you still have to deal with us. We can get stops, we run transition. They built leads and they beat Denver. So this is not sky is falling type behavior. The problem is they play slower and now they get themselves into one option or bust land, whether it's a KD pick and roll, whether it's a Şengün elbow touch or post up. It's just that thing that they're getting to. And so for me, I would like for them to get into something, get pressure on the defense, and then play out of it. So it's been fascinating because we've seen how Kevin Durant helps this team. We've seen the attention he draws, but now we're seeing a Houston Rockets team that last year had to figure out how do we operate knowing that we're not getting two on the ball, right? We're not going to get a double. We have to figure out how to generate offense. And now we have moments where Şengün gets doubled in the game, KD gets doubled in the game. Clutch, KD's getting trapped. You kick to Şengün, we're right there on his catch. You want to throw it back to Kevin Durant, that's another trap. Doesn't even matter if there's a screen set. And now they're having to navigate and figure out, okay, how do we make teams pay in these moments when it's two on the ball? And so I would like Amin Thompson to be a little more aggressive. If he's going to get a flash catch on a Kevin Durant double, don't just look to get it right back to KD or Şengün. Try and attack and make a move. Keep an advantage. These are things you have to learn. And so, yeah, the Houston's played well, but they still have to learn how to beat some of these teams. It's part of the process. And so I think it's going to be interesting if this is a close game. But at the same time, they're a good team, man. Like that's just my observation. They just have to get themselves out of just complete, okay, we can tear our foot off the gas type territory and just find a way to punish, because they've had opportunities a shot away in some of these games. It's like, all right, what do we do? What do we do? Now we're in low clock scenarios. So is it going to be Reed Sheppard setting a screen? Where did you set that screen? If the defense is able to show and recover, now it's KD has to create something. Did you gain an advantage? Those are the kind of things where it's like, okay, I think you guys can clean part of this up. Because KD Şengün two-man game has been excellent for a lot of this year. And it's put a lot of pressure on teams. You get two on the ball. It's been positive. Now you just got to take the next step.
Right there with you. I guess quickly to the clutch point, the Rockets, as of recording, 6-8 in clutch games. The Los Angeles Lakers 10-0 right now. So, yeah, that firmly answers that about who you should feel better about heading into this one. To the Houston late game thing, like I continue to come back to like, hey, you kind of need to trust Reed in some of these. And Reed Sheppard really feels like a major X factor in this game. One, just because of how ignitable he is to steal a turn from Eric Spoelstra. But like there is an interesting balance between what he can unlock as a shooter, a pull-up shooter, occasional driver, a playmaker. You mentioned some of the screens. I do want those screens to be better, but as a screener. But then there's the other end. And I think if Luka Doncic... You saw what Dennis Schroeder and Russell Westbrook was looking at? Reed Sheppard like on the... come here, buddy. So to that end, if you have Reed, he should help the half-court offense for the Houston Rockets. However, that is giving Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves or LeBron James, or if they're in action together, some combination of those two, something to poke at late in games. And for a Laker team that has already been very good in clutch time, and in general, they have been one of the better half-court offenses in basketball, that's going to be a tough thing to navigate for Ime, I would imagine. And so, like...
You trust him. I think the thing for me with Reed Sheppard is put him in a spot where he can punish the defense when they help. If Reed Sheppard on the court doesn't help if it's going to be Kevin Durant, late clock scenario, or I passed the ball to Alperen Şengün and I'm one pass away, they didn't double, there's 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Like, they've got to fix that portion. Like, yeah, a Reed Sheppard pick and roll is great in clutch, but now that becomes, did he make it, did he miss it? I don't know if he's not going to get the same attention. We're going to lock in on these two, and we all have to figure out a way to put pressure on us outside of the last 8 seconds on the shot clock.
No, I think that's fair. I think a couple other things for me that I'm kind of curious about heading into this matchup. One, the Lakers have been a pretty good defensive rebounding team, and this is despite having injuries in their front court. The Houston Rockets are the best offensive rebounding team in basketball. That's going to be a middle battle. That's going to be a mini battle there. That could swing this basketball game. On top of that, to the Amin Thompson portion, I think you nailed it with the offense. He's going to have to be more aggressive. He's going to have to convert some of these shots inside the arc. Like I recently talked about like what some of the non-dunk finishing has been like for him, what some of the mid-range jumpers have been. Like you just want those shots to fall. Defensively, I am curious, as this is going to be the first Laker-Rockets matchup of the season. I wonder who they have him guard. And I think that's also going to be tied to, like, are they keeping Josh Okogie in the starting lineup? Like, are you giving him Luka? Are you giving him Austin Reeves? If you're giving him Reeves, that's likely Josh Okogie on Luka, or do you go Jabari Smith on Luka? Like, again, there's going to be an element of switching for Houston, as you always point out. But, like, I am curious, like, what Ime wants in that spot.
I mean, I think what Ime has looked for is these two are the guys going to be disruptors defensively. At any time we can have Kevin Durant in a position where he's roaming and helping us on the backside, that's been a positive for us. Like, I don't think Kevin Durant has got enough respect for his weak side defense this year and how important that's been for Houston. So I think that would be probably the ideal setup. You two, whatever, take these two. Well, let's figure out how we can get KD roaming, and then Jabari, do your best.